Hello, welcome to another episode of New Gameplay. Today I'm your host, Jeff Cork, joined today by a full house. We've got Dan Tack.
Hello!
Hey, we got Jay Guisao.
Howdy.
Hello. And on the sticks, Alex Stadnik. What are we looking at?
Hello, friends. We are playing the demo for Monster Hunter Rise, the next Monster Hunter game exclusive to the Nintendo Switch.
Right. Now, you are the biggest Monster Hunter head in the office. Is that correct,
Some
Alex?
say too big.
Wow.
Like, that's all I talk about. Everyone who's seen me on the podcast. No, this may be my first real attempt at a Monster Hunter game.
All right.
So you expect to see high quality gameplay per usual.
All right. And standing rule for everybody here, and also you, the listener, nobody can criticize the way that any of these monsters are pronounced, because I don't think any Monster Hunter animal names are meant to be spoken out loud.
Amen.
Yeah,
I'd agree with that.
Not at all. Yeah, there was one in Monster Hunter World called Palamute. My friends and I just called it Troy Polamalu. So yeah,
I know that one. I just called it Big Balloon Squirrel.
yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Little puffy.
I love it. So what we're seeing right now is the beginner level. There's 4 levels in the demo that is going to be public for everyone, either by the time this video goes up or shortly thereafter. I'm hunting the Great Izuchi, we'll call it.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, that's pretty close. But so the demo, you can only do 30 plays of the main 2 levels. There's a beginner and an intermediate level. But each gives you like 50 minutes of playtime, so it's actually a pretty meaty demo. And then they also give you access to 14 of the different like weapon classes. So I use the dual blade here. And we're switching over to the sword and shield now, but dual blade is very much a rogue type, quick hitting, that kind of stuff. And then sword and shield is exactly how it sounds. Shocking.
Okay, we know how dual blades and swords work. What were you riding there? What's going on with that?
So that is the new exciting addition, the Palamute, which everyone loves the cat, the Palico, correct?
Yep.
Said that right?
Correct.
Yeah. So they added another animal in this, which kind of acts as your mount. But it also helps you in combat, so it'll take on baddies as well as your little kitty friend. Which for me, coming into this fresh, like I really appreciated. I enjoyed it. I guess for you Monster Hunter vets, I don't know how you're gonna feel about it. I would assume you'd like it, right, Dan, Jay? Yeah.
I mean, more transportation is always good. Anything to get around the maps. You have to understand. As somebody who's been playing this franchise for a long time, just getting the options and traversal that we have over the last couple of years is amazing compared to what we used to do, which is like camp on the edge of maps and shoot paintballs at monsters and hope to find them. Because there was a loads. You see these 1, 2, 3, 4 these little segments of the map you got there. It'll like help out, like to identify where the monster's at and to go find them. Before there was a load screen between each of those.
Oh no!
And tracking the monster was much more difficult than it is these days. So
Yep.
Any kind of mobility around the map is always welcome.
Oof, definitely. Well, that's great too, because that's they also have the addition of the wire bug, which is basically a grappling hook used with the little bugs down there. If you can see at the bottom of the screen, I used to have 3 of them, but now I only have 2. But that's basically, that's how many uses you have before the cooldown hits, and it's used in combat and also traversal. Traversal, it was pretty smooth, and I didn't have to wait too long. But in combat, it chews up different amounts depending on the move you use. So, but it's a little clunky, but it gets you there.
So here's a question: did you name your pet Muffin?
No.
Okay.
No, I did not. Each different weapon class provided a different pre-named set of pets.
Okay.
So
That's just for the
That was the most important question I had.
yeah.
But yeah, so I'm led to believe that you can use the wire bug as a combat tool as well, right? It has unique different combat moves for each weapon.
Yes, and we went over it too quickly in my previous fight, but I used one of the moves there, and then I will definitely use it in the fight to come. Spoilers: there is another fight to come.
Good.
Yes. So, like I said, I really like, or I should say, I enjoy the wire bug system. Its execution is a little funky sometimes because, like, you saw it before in this gameplay. I was facing, my cursor was aimed in the right way, but my player body was faced in the other way. So I went the way my body was facing, which threw me off a little bit. So it definitely took some getting used to.
Right, and you've got all that DMC5 muscle memory, so it's got to be really difficult for you.
Man, new year, you're gonna bring that up.
In regards to the controls, though, since we're playing on the Switch, what control method are you using?
I use the Pro Controller because I'm a pro gamer, obviously.
Well, I already knew that.
Yeah. So I didn't have too much of an issue on that, other than like, and maybe I'm just not playing it right, but like, you know, it was weird to have to put my weapon away to use like consumables and stuff like that. But maybe if I use the weapon wheel, it'll be better.
Yeah, that's pretty normal in the series. It's supposed to like take you out of the unless you're using the sword and shield, you should be able to use an item while you're using that. That's sort of the bonus of it.
For sure. So, and this is another thing that they're pushing, is that like riding the monsters, which is, once again, it's another thing that it's cool. The execution to me was a little stiff. Like, you have to hold R for it to move, but then it's like, it's really like wonky movements. Like it doesn't feel like it's very like cohesive, and it was fun when it worked, but I felt like it just like holding R and it just didn't always feel good, you know.
So monster mounting or rodeoing isn't really a new thing for the series.
Okay.
It's pretty much it's actually a great tactic to get like lots of free damage on the monster. If you ride it into like a wall and knock it down, that's like you get a bunch of time to just wail on it while it's knocked down.
Okay.
Staying on it, you're right. That's kind of the trick to the rodeo, as they call it. You have to like know when to brace yourself when it's going to do something to try to throw you off.
For sure. Well, there you go. Jeff, did you have a question?
Yeah. Curious, like, in your opinion, this you being new to the series, when you were like rodeoing, did it feel like it didn't control well because you were not like you were fighting the animal, or was it just like, I just don't like the way this feels, if that makes sense?
Definitely the latter. I think they're probably going for more of a like, oh, he's wild, he's crazy, but like it didn't. I don't know if it wasn't conveyed well through maybe like rumble or something, but it just felt like, okay, I want you to go left. Why aren't you going left right now?
Right. Right. And I'm not even gonna lie. Like some of the, at least as far as Monster Hunter World was, like some of the charm of it was just the fact that like the gameplay was kind of clunky. Like I don't know. Like even like just mounting in general, even in that game, like it didn't always feel right. Like even hundreds of hours later, I was kind of just like, oh, okay, like I guess it worked. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's definitely like even Monster Hunter World, which took great strides, I think, in being more accessible for newer players of Monster Hunter. It is still something that you have to reckon with it on its own terms. Like, it is just its own thing in a lot of ways.
For sure. And I think if I were playing this in a more multiplayer centric way, I think I would have enjoyed that more, but by myself. And obviously, let me be clear, this is still the demo. We still have a little time for major release, so I don't know if that's something they can update at this point, but or if that's just part of the series. But it definitely, some of the movement stuff I feel like needed some work.
Now, like Dan, I know you wrote a preview about this, and then you obviously played the demo, Alex. I'm curious, either one of you, like, coordination with multiplayer is a huge part of the series, unless you're like Sad Guy solo player. Is there any kind of built-in voice, or is this something where it's like, yep, fire up Discord on your phone and here we are?
Voice in Monster Hunter?
Especially because it is Switch exclusive. The last thing I read was that it wasn't. Basically, you're gonna have to use Discord. Nintendo obviously doesn't have a great online presence, and I don't even think this is going to be like, the Nintendo Switch voice chat app on your phone. I don't think, at least at launch, this game is going to support that. So
do you really want to talk to XXX Elite Gamer 477XXX and all that he's going to say to you after you flub a rodeo? Come on.
Bold of you to reveal your screen name, Dan.
I would prefer to play with a friend.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
In that situation, it'd be helpful.
Yeah. I have been beaten.
Yeah.
You almost feel sorry for him in this.
Yeah,
this phase of the battle.
Yeah.
You're just kind of wailing on him.
He's just
You
living
kind
his
of feel
best
bad for
life.
this monster in general, yeah, most of the time, right? He's just like a big honey badger kind of thing.
Yeah, full of bones and
He was just trying to get some like bees and honey, and you murdered him.
Yep. And now he will
Exactly.
be pants.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Like, what is it? What is it like for those monsters, like at the bottom of the food chain? You know what I mean?
Oof.
Like,
Wow,
You
this is deep.
On the next episode of Philosophy Today.
Exactly. All right. So when is this coming out?
This comes out, like I said, the demo is out either today or shortly thereafter this video posts, and then the actual game is out March 26th.
All right. Switch exclusive, right?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Well, Alex, thanks for being such a hot shot.
Always, my friend.
All right. And thanks, guys, for joining us, and thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
bye-bye.
Wow, that person was really good at playing that game. Those other people were really good at talking about it, too. If you find yourself saying either of these things, subscribe to Game Informer on YouTube for new episodes of New Gameplay Today every week, covering the hottest new and upcoming releases.